the Sportscast. That's right, live in the Juicy Whip Studios. Knocker, it's freaking hot outside.
It's hot as you know what,
I know
man.
everyone's like, shut up. There's people that are suffering catastrophic losses right now.
Yeah, this is nothing.
Houston, and you guys are complaining about 105 degrees, but yes.
But yes, I am. This is my reality right here.
Scorching today.
It is just swamp-ass city.
It's been pretty ridiculous.
Seriously, it's just swamp-ass. You walk out your door, you got swamp-ass. Sorry.
It's Jeff Pratt kind of day. Swamp-ass kind of day.
I'm walking around with two cases of those Bob's butt wipes, man. Just to try and stay fresh.
I'm telling you. So coming up on today's
balls are
show,
hanging to my knees and shit. You know?
It's just when it gets sticky down there.
Right?
It's that moist and it just clamps your leg.
The bat wings, you spread your legs and your balls go with them.
Looks like cat brains.
We're off to a rare start.
But it's how it is. It's the truth.
It's the truth.
Sadly, it's the truth.
That humming you hear in the background is a box.
It's not our shitty engineering. It's because Johnny Ice puts
and we're not turning it down.
No, I'm not turning that down. You're going to suffer through what sounds like B-2 bombers in World War II coming over your house. That's the sound you hear when you're bunkering down in the attic.
It's Sportscast / Dunkirk the movie. That's what we're doing tonight.
All right, Knock. A lot going out, though. Again, I want to first of all thank all the volunteers. And our thoughts are with everybody in Hurricane Harvey. We have a lot of listeners in Houston. We have family that lives in Texas.
Yes.
So thoughts and prayers, and shout out to everybody that's taking their boat and everybody that's walking through and charging out and saving animals, saving the kids. Why everybody that's there, just thank you so much for what you guys do. If we could help in any way, we would. I mean, we can only send so much money, but if I could literally get a boat and go and track down people, I would at this point. So,
yes, absolutely.
We're going to take an initial shot. I want to start the show off.
That's a full shot right here.
It's a full shot.
Oh, wow, we're starting with a shot?
We're going to start with the shot today.
Right.
We have to get you prepared for Cabo because you're leaving in a couple weeks. So we've got he asked for hard liquor today.
He did. Shot the shit out of me.
He walked in the house and said, Knocker, can I have some cock? And you're like, yeah. Do you like it stiff? Do you want a stiff one? And he's like, yeah.
I want a stiff cock before the show. Definitely not cock.
Well, that's
what I was saying in there.
Right there.
I said, well, let me go take my blue pill, see what I can do for you.
And then after I drank it, I was like,
had so much cock. Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, on a serious note, to all first responders, all of the Houstonians,
everybody
out there,
support them, save the pets, adopt the pets that are training. There's a lot of animals. I mean, think of all the people, but the animals as well. Yeah. So, shout out to everybody that's involved in there.
Stay strong, Houston.
There we go. Oh, thank you for that, Knocker. Oh. Oh, man.
Oh, this is going to be a good show.
It's going to be a good one. We've all got cocks going right now. You've got a cock. I've got a cock.
Much cock.
Renee's got a cock.
Had so much
cock fest.
What do you got going in that drink there? Do you got a cock?
No. I just got water.
Okay.
I'm
definitely not cock.
Believe it or not, I am actually trying to go on a diet, and I am not drinking anymore, and I will not be trying to, I'm trying to cut back on everything.
Wow.
You are one pathetic loser.
You're going to tell me that you're not doing the $5 Taco Bell lunchbox anymore? You're not eating Taco Bell?
Are you liar?
I swear.
You said you had tacos earlier. Where did you have tacos?
Yeah, where'd you have tacos?
I went to B&S Mexican food in Azusa.
But that's part of your diet plan?
Well, it was like,
Well, that's not like Del Taco tacos or Taco Bell.
It was like
real tacos.
I had grilled shrimp tacos. That's
so you had meat. You had meat asada.
I had meat asada.
You had meat asada?
No,
or did you have chicken asada?
I had some fish and shrimp tacos.
Okay,
today.
Pollo
that's
asada,
a good diet.
bud.
See, right?
Pollo
that's
asada.
I'm trying to. It's not really so much of a diet. It's just
it's not as many chalupas. Not as
Yeah.
many chalupas.
Hey, I got to tell you though, it will help since Daniel's girlfriend. Hey,
everybody on the show that's listening to those cams calling bullshit on that. He'll be back here eating the number 6 at Taco Bell.
Right, right. Now I'm gonna lift a glass.
This is gonna be a drunk show. I'm already hammered.
Our girl Stephanie, she came up big 2 weeks ago on the beer run. When
she deserves it.
When, we had our buddies in here, Bruce and what was the other guy's name? Marcus, right?
Yeah.
She made the beer run that saved our ass.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Tonight, because I wasn't expecting you guys to drink cocktails, right? I had enough ice for me.
Dude, we needed the cock.
You guys stomp in, and she just like a champion.
Yep.
gets in the car and goes buys ice for us, man. So
That's awesome.
you just gotta love that, man.
Yes, we are, Charlie.
And since you're talking about dieting and stuff, Daniel used to have so many gastrointestinal problems and shit,
Well,
But
dude,
since
he
she's
eats
been
so
here-
much Chipotle. When you
Right.
eat 4 Chipotle burritos a week, you're gonna have the shits every once in a while.
Right? So,
You know?
but since she's here, we're all eating better, and it's definitely a good thing, man. I have
that's
to
fun,
admit,
too.
it's a good thing.
It's just, you know what? It's just a general.
I don't know who
it's just
created that.
feeling better. Like that's all I want to do is feel better. I'm got my running shoes back, starting to exercise again. So,
Attaboy.
I
Good
was
for
in,
you.
I was in awesome shape in high school, believe it or not.
Good for you. We all were.
You're
Yeah.
still a skinny fucker, man.
Yeah, but I was in incredible shape. Like
Me
the
too.
stuff,
I know what you're saying.
I
the
could
stuff
run
that we
forever.
used to do was
You
unbelievable.
look like you could run, but then when you get to that
I could run forever.
4th mile on the 4th, running around the track, you're just.
Dude, in high school, I was carrying 128 pounds. I could run forever, bro.
Dude, you were a skinny woman.
128
Damn, you were
pounds.
128
Yeah, he-
pounds.
he was hot.
Played both
Yeah.
ways on the football team at 128 pounds,
He had
baby.
full C's.
Damn, even I was heavier than that as a runner.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He had the hair to be a
Boy,
girl.
that was
You
fun.
look
You
at
could run
his-
forever. And only one time,
Say he doesn't wanna
I do
talk
believe,
about it.
I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to entertain your juvenile sophomoric humor here. Okay? They talk about that runner's wall. You hit the wall.
Yeah.
Right? That happened to me once. We were running after Hell Week practices, running 440s, right? And something happened where I just wasn't tired anymore. Something happened. I was like kind of an out-of-body experience. And I felt I just could have. I sprinted the last 880 at a full sprint, and just unreal. So, being in shape's a good thing, man. I wish I was still there. I really do.
I wish I had the motivation.
Dude, I'm 23. I got to be in shape.
I just got.
Right? You have no excuse.
I have no excuse.
I'm on the opposite side of the pole here because not only is football starting, I just bought Madden 18. My ass is going to get so fat in the next 4 months.
and that $3,000 lounge chair you
lounging
have in your
chair.
office now.
My
That's a huge bitch.
Yes.
That's a huge miss.
When I come back for Christmas show, that's what you all going to be saying. That's one
That's a
huge.
huge bitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
See what you can do
Doctor
to
said something last week. He's like, Josh, your tummy's
I
sticking
did.
out.
Look at that.
I was like, I've been sitting on that lounge chair quite a bit
Right?
lately.
the way
That's
you
a
counter
huge bitch.
the way you counterbalance that because you're not going to be getting up and not playing Madden and not watching football. You just don't have 27 light beers like Coors Lights. You don't do that, and
Yeah.
then you get like
I
pita
know.
chips instead of
Because
salted
each beer
chips.
is 100 calories. So
Yeah.
you think about it. I'm putting down 10 beers, maybe
Oh,
11
yeah.
a day. I'm putting out 1,100 calories in just alcohol.
Beer,
That's not
yeah.
including the
Right.
nachos and buffalo wings. I just shoved down my face.
You're not
and
playing
5
hockey
sliders.
anymore.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of fucking Chip Kelly that came across Twitter?
No.
You haven't
Fat?
seen it?
Was it big?
Dude, he looks like he weighs 400 pounds, dude. He
That's
looks like
a huge
John
bitch.
Daly.
Thank you. I was
he
waiting for
looks
it.
like John Daly, man. Just shot. No, not a joke, dude.
He's the next.
Dude.
He's the next Andy Reid. He's just
Oh my
blowing
God!
up.
Like,
Just getting
what
there.
the fuck, bro?
Mike Holmgren.
Whatever.
That's good stuff. Right, Knock. But again, thank you for everyone with the hurricane.
Yes.
Everything that's going on. We just finished that off. We're going to try and have a light show, and we know that serious stuff's going on in the world, and we're not trying to put that.
We're not taking that for granted.
Right, exactly.
Just trying
But
to
people
entertain
listen
you
to
for a
this
couple
show
of
to
hours.
try and get away, so that's what we're gonna do. Try and take you away for a couple hours. So, Knocker had a good weekend over the weekend. Went to Frank's draft. I made draft for my fantasy league
all right.
with Frank. Saw the fight with him.
Okay.
Frank Kramer. He was the beer bitch, which was fantastic. And I'm just
Nice.
gonna put it out there. He did something that we'll never forget at that thing. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'll explain it to you boys off the show.
Was that the eclipse picture?
No. I don't know.
Was that the eclipse picture?
Did he put an eclipse picture up?
I believe it was him.
Okay, maybe.
I know which way.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I already know.
I don't know what he did, but let's just say it was fun. The next day, had a good time. So shout out for Frank though for inviting having me over. His league's fun to have. It's really fun. It's all his best buddies, and we take it serious. There's some. You talking about some shit talking in a fantasy league.
Right.
There's some serious
Right.
shit talking going in that league. Also, I went to art show. Went to the Sawdust Festival down in Laguna on Sunday.
How
Got
sweet.
some great art from my favorite artist. I give him a shout out. His name's Rob Durden. He's fantastic. Did you see the picture I saw? The new one I got.
Yeah, I
the
believe
Game of
so.
Thrones
Yes,
one.
I
Added to
did
my
see that.
collection. It's
Yeah,
good stuff.
That's awesome.
That's a fun thing to go to. If you guys ever in California, Laguna Beach, it's one of the more beautiful beaches down here in California.
Yep.
It's fantastic. It's a little trafficy to get there because it's a one-way street, but it's
a little
awesome.
swish, but it's a beautiful place.
It's a really good place. And then, we had the fight, Knocker. Did you end up watching the fight over
I
the
did.
weekend?
I went to Cousin John's house
Okay.
and watched the fight over there.
I know that's happened. It's been a few days, and so we can just cover it and move on to some
Right.
football. what were your just initial takes, but your post-fight reactions? Did it satisfy you? What are your thoughts?
I'm not going into the deep stuff where people are saying this and people are saying that and blah, blah, blah. All I can say was I was entertained.
Yeah.
I was entertained. I was intrigued after 3 rounds. But, again, as I said before the fight and I said during the fight, training for MMA, training for whatever, it's not the same as training for boxing. You use different muscles. You do different things as opposed to an MMA fight. And
here's the
ladder. You're not...
sorry to get breaking. We just put up a new TV, so I just want to let you know we're gonna be distracted. So we're gonna be able to show videos and we do legit. So if everyone gets distracted, it's because we're throwing up videos on our big screen here. But Knocker, as you're talking, we've got the final.
So Mayweather, being the consummate professional, he knows how to rest during a boxing match. McGregor does not. It's just something that you learn, and you just I saw it. And I'm telling your brother Chris, and I'm telling John in the 6th round. Okay, he's done. He's already tired. Nah, he's playing possum. Yeah. No, he's on this side of exhaustion, and Mayweather just played it perfect, man. He just waited him out till he got tired, just like he said he would before the fight, and that's what he did. But comparatively speaking to some of the dogs, like his Pacquiao fight and almost every one of the Tyson fights.
Well, he's ducked a lot of fighters.
But this one was actually entertaining. He fought, he threw punches, blah, blah, blah. So I'm glad I didn't pay the $100, but I've seen a whole lot worse.
Yeah, I'm going to actually disagree with you. I think there's a lot of people that are out there saying right now that this is a great fight. Conor did great. Da-da-da-da. He had Mayweather in the first 5 rounds. You guys are a bunch of gullible dumb shits because Mayweather came into this thing. There's audio of him talking with his buddies saying this fight is going to be so easy.
Right.
He was laughing and winking half the time. He pulled the old Rocky, let him swing himself out to pieces the first 4 rounds. He's like, you know what? I can't knock him out in 3 or 4 because people are going to get pissed. They paid $100. Right. I need this thing to go 10.
Sure.
Conor landed maybe 1 uppercut that really got him on the chin. Mm-hmm. Mayweather could have ended this in the 4th or 5th. Everyone's giving Conor a bunch of credit. And I do. Conor fought good for someone that was his first boxing fight. Okay, but you can't club a guy in the back of the head. This isn't the UFC.
I know, it's funny.
He didn't know how to grab, and ref did a good job. I got to give him credit. The ref let him fight for as much, but I think the ref should have let McGregor get knocked out. If I paid $100, I want to see one of those motherfuckers get knocked out, right? Is that what we paid our money for? I want to see someone's head hit the canvas. I want to see a knockout
That's so
knocker.
Neanderthal.
I think everyone was fooled into thinking this wasn't a good fight.
Why do you want to kill
somebody? They played you guys for $100 and me. I'm guilty as charged. They played you, and all they did was box around and dance for about 10 rounds. So Mayweather knew that, okay, McGregor's tired. He can't even hold his hands. This fight's going to end in 10. I'm a millionaire. $300 million. Peace out.
Well, you're saying he could have knocked him out in the early rounds? No. He couldn't have. He doesn't have the punching power to knock out McGregor. Even if McGregor stood there and gave him 1 clean punch, I'm not sure that Mayweather could knock him out. I'm just not. He had to figure out his style, and like you said, he's the consummate professional. Okay, I got you figured out now. I'm going to wait till you get tired, and then I'm going to be aggressive and give the people a show. That's exactly what he did. So hats off to Mayweather. Did exactly what he said he was going to do. But as far as entertainment value, I'm not going to go with purists. This is a disgrace and blah, blah, blah. But entertainment-wise, okay, I was entertained.
I'll give you entertainment, but it was a sham from the start. Cam, what do you got?
I would say it was exactly what I was thinking. I mean, Floyd doesn't punch in the first 3 to 4 rounds. He takes everybody to figure everybody out. He outpunched him, round 5 through 10.
Right.
Interesting thing that I don't know if a lot of people knew is that Floyd tried to bet on this fight.
Yeah, they wouldn't let him.
He bet on the over-under was 9.5 rounds to knock him out, and he did it in the 10th round with 1 minute left.
Thank you, Cam. You're proving my point. It's just a rigged show,
But here's the thing.
It's boxing.
Here's the thing, Josh. You got, I would say, in the last 3 or 4, maybe even 5 pay-per-views, that's probably been Floyd's best performance.
Absolutely.
Especially
I agree. It's better than the Pacquiao fight.
It was better. I would say it was better than Canelo. Canelo didn't touch him.
Absolutely.
True.
So...
Again, for entertainment value.
The one thing is it got a lot of people who were Floyd fans and weren't Floyd fans. It gave a little bit of hope for the non-Floyd fans, for the McGregor fans.
Yeah.
And then for Floyd, it was a good way to see him go out because he looked like a great fighter. He looked like he had that strategy. He knew everything that was going on from the fight from the weigh-in to the press conferences, all the way down to the fight. I mean, it just shows that he's an all-time great.
I just wish I had $1 million so I could bet on it. I would have put up my house
You know
on this
what,
fight.
but-
I mean, there's that much easy
Right.
money that you knew just for Mayweather to win. I got to put it. Ended up being, I think, minus 550 going in. I think that's what it kind of settled at right around there.
Yeah.
You know, why not to win 350,000 or whatever it is? I mean, that's
But
just the easiest bet.
It was the big unknown because you didn't know if McGregor would be able to hit him hard enough. And after 45 seconds of
You
the
knew.
first round,
You knew.
McGregor's
You knew.
not going to knock him out because he's not going to get a clean shot at him. So now it's
and I don't
just-
want MMA fans to come out of the woodworks and be like, "Oh, you guys are hating on McGregor." For a guy that in his first boxing
pretty
match
well.
against a guy that's
Impressed.
49-0, I'm impressed.
Absolutely.
But don't try and sell me on that this was a good fight because it wasn't a good fight. It was a played out fight for both fighters to make money, Showtime to make money, everybody that's involved to make money, and I think that we all got sold tonight. And like you said, though, it was entertaining.
I was
You know,
entertained.
you know who was the underrated part of the broadcast was Paulie Malignaggi. He called every problem. He said Floyd's going to be tired in the clinch. He likes to hit the back of the head. He said he doesn't know how to clinch necessarily
Yeah,
and
he
get
knew
out
it.
of danger. Paulie knew everything about him, so when he kind of transitioned over to Floyd's camp, you could totally tell he was giving him inside.
Yeah, I agree with you. So
I would like to see that fight too.
The next fight, though, we have Conor calling out Nate Diaz. That's a fight I want. I want to see the trilogy. They're both 1-1 against each other. Let's just finish off that.
Sure.
Let's see who's better, right? One more fight. It'll be the biggest UFC pay-per-view. He's shaking his head. He's been on Twitter all day
Nope.
about this. He's going on
Nope.
all day on Twitter.
You don't
today.
wanna see it?
No, he
No,
thinks
I do
it's
not.
a better fight.
No.
He thinks it's a better fight.
I think there's multiple better fights, and I don't think Nate Diaz currently, as constructed, is a championship caliber fighter.
Okay.
I would say that if you're gonna, the problem is with the UFC with the whole John Bones Jones thing, you don't have enough storylines coming in.
Right.
You need to create some controversy in McGregor's division.
Cam's tweet right here. Here's Stan. It says Woodley would come down. Conor would go up. They can meet in the middle. No sense in fighting Diaz again. Not a championship caliber fight. Tweeted that out earlier.
I'm telling you, that's exactly how I feel. Tyron Woodley and Conor McGregor would put on a show. Now let's not
You
forget.
don't think Diaz and McGregor need to finish this?
I don't.
You always have to go to the third fight.
Right,
if they split.
especially
You
if it's
have
that
to.
close.
But-
They were that close to fight.
See,
Sure.
here's the problem
You
with
have to.
what I thought in the first fight. The first fight, I thought Diaz caught McGregor by surprise. The second fight was more indicative of if they would have actually scheduled the original fight.
Right. But
So
there's
I-
always intrigue in the rubber match. You have to fight the third fight.
I don't. Yeah.
Ali Frazier, you got to fight the third fight.
Here's the
you
thing.
just have to.
I don't think the fans necessarily know what's best for the sport. I wouldn't say the Diaz fight is best for the sport.
I think it's
If
going to
you-
be the biggest pay-per-view in UFC history. If we
I
see
agree
that.
with you. You're going
Not counting this fight as a UFC sanctioned
Right.
fight. I mean, that's the biggest fight you're going to see
But
coming
that's
up.
what we're talking about, popularity and what's good for the sport. What's good for the sport is if you get two champions together, or if you get a guy like Khabib who's 24-0 and
That's another guy
undefeated.
you mentioned, yeah.
Well, my
That's a
problem
great
with,
fight.
My
Yeah.
problem with the UFC is it's the same fighters. It St. Pierre and this guy and it's all the same four fighters.
the thing.
Are fighting all the time.
Well, and the one
We need some
superstar
new
that they
blood. You
need, John
gotta
Jones,
get-
can't stay in the fucking league.
But
I mean,
look,
he can't.
but look what happened.
I
with
agree
that.
with you, Knock. It is getting kind of saturated with the same guys. I
Right.
agree.
But if you look at that division, that's the whole point of why I'm making my point. Is that division is fizzled now because you have one guy who retired, another guy who's been doping the whole time, so you can't create a mega fight
Right.
with Brock Lesnar and Jones.
Yeah.
I think Woodley or Khabib would gravitate more people to the sport. I think it would just create a little bit more chaos.
They're gonna have to do something.
Yeah, they're
Because
going to have to
they
do
gotta-
Right,
something.
that's
Now
what
with,
I'm
with
thinking.
Rousey
So-
out and McGregor almost on his way out, you got to give me something.
so
Me-
my
me,
point-
me being the average fan,
Yeah.
I'm not interested
too.
because there's
I
no
agree.
new names. It's all Sojin,
Yeah.
and St. Pierre,
Which is
and
my
this guy
point
and
of-
that guy. You got to create something.
Yeah.
which was my point of why Diaz McGregor would just be rehashing the same thing.
Right.
It doesn't help the sport.
Yeah, no, I
Doesn't help
agree.
the sport, but it helps everybody's pocketbook.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and it's not all about what's best for the league or whatever sport it's time. It's what's going to make money.
What's going to
So-
sell the pay-per-views. So,
That's
all
just
right,
how I
moving on
feel.
from that fight.
Wow,
was a
that
good
is
one.
the most we've talked about
Well,
pugilism.
the fight that I've got a bunch of
on
bets.
the
The
Sportscast.
fight, I mean, it did promote. I mean, I know De La Hoya came out and he bashed, the MMA a little bit for the fight, and as far as it, kind of making fun about, not really showing boxing well, but I think it's going to help because I'm more interested in the Canelo
Canelo
Triple
fight
G
now,
fight
yeah.
now because of watching.
that's
that.
gonna be a great
And that's gonna come
fight.
up on September 16th, I
is
believe.
gonna be a
it's going to be a great
great
fight. So.
fight.
See, that's where you're going to get the $99. I will pay for that
Yeah,
Canelo
I'll watch that fight.
That
It's
fight's
going to
gonna
be a dogfight,
great.
man.
That's
It's
gonna
going to
be
be great.
real.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a good fight. We should
Yeah,
get
very
Joel.
good.
We should talk to Joel, see if we can get him on by next week. or something for that
have
fight.
to do that because
Yeah.
Diego's on that card too, right?
Yeah, I think so. So
Yeah.
hit him up, and that would be a good guest to have. So, all right, B-Knock, let's get you guys call the show. 626-208-9040 is the number. Phone lines are up. Renee's on the ones and twos. You guys can tweet the show. You can tweet me at
I was
Real
gonna
Josh
say,
Pacheco.
where can they tweet the
Actually,
show?
I need you to start a Facebook page for the show. I need you to do that. Can you handle that?
Probably not.
No?
But if you stay after the show,
You have
and
no-
show me
Uh-oh,
how-
retard alert!
That was a good play. That was a good play right there.
We'll figure it out.
We need to get one going, though.
Okay.
We need to get one going there. So, all right, you guys can tweet me at Real Josh Pacheco, at Budknocker is Budknocker, at Enerbeans1, and at CBullock1 on Twitter is Cam. Let's get into it now. Knocker got a lot of stuff going on in the NFL. It's literally only, I think, a week away? First
Yeah.
game's
I believe
next
two-
Thursday?
A week from
weeks.
Sunday.
What do we got? We got New England.
I
and,
thought it was a
Patriot
week-
Chiefs at the Patriots.
It's a week
Chiefs.
from this Sunday, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, man. We got football is back. And Knock, we got a couple of injuries in the preseason. I'm one that said
Boy, it's a good thing we didn't have our draft like a week and a half ago.
that's why I do my
Right?
draft the week before, man.
So
Players
people-
going down like
That's why I do
dominoes,
my draft the
Trev.
week
Yeah.
before. Spencer Ware, Edelman owners, I'm sorry. Meredith for the Bears,
Right,
my
Meredith.
God, I'm sorry.
I'm still kind of not sorry about the Edelman injury, only because it hurt one of my friends, because he was the guy that was just talking the most trash.
Is
Oh,
that
so-
right?
so it's good.
You like
So
when
I
that
was
guy
like-
goes down, right?
Yeah, I
news
said
for
he was
you.
like, I was like, oh, Edelman's out for the season. I knew as soon as he injured his
Right.
knee.
Yeah, Knocker. So first up here, B-Knock, on the slate. Throw me on some background here, Renee, if you can't get the pictures ready. Just real quick, a side note. I think it's a great move by the NFL. Thursday night's preseason game, Cowboys-Texans, which is going to happen tomorrow night,
Right.
is canceled due to the obvious
Should be.
hurricane and the tragedy that's going on down there in Texas. So I think the NFL's in the smart move, and I got to give a shout-out and a shout-up to J.J. Watt, man.
No
He's
shit.
out there pulling the money.
Has he not stepped
It's already
it
up to
up?
$6 million. I believe he's
Yeah.
going for $10 million
Goal
now.
is 10, yeah.
So just fantastic, and everybody out there that's donating, just good stuff from J.J. Watt there. Knocker, big money. Talk about big money here. Matthew Stafford becomes the highest paid player in
Wow.
NFL because the Lions had no other choice but to pay him, Knocker, in my opinion. You look at Stafford coming to the league, he made the Lions relevant, at least, in my opinion, okay? I think the guy deserves the money because you look at salaries and salary caps, 15% usually goes to the quarterback. That's what the average money in the league is right now. And you look at Matthew Stafford, he's made the Lions at least playoff viable. Okay, they're in contention for the last 5 to 6 years since he's been there. I think he's worth the money. A lot of people are pissed off about it. I like it. I like the sign. I think that, hey, you're a Lions fan. You're not going to get any better, Knocker. There's only about 12 to 15 really good quarterbacks in
Right.
this league. He's one of them.
Right.
Pay the guy, get that part of your team just solidified and move on and start drafting and building for the future.
Well,
I like the
It's
sign.
a lot of money. Any quarterback that can get the,
$97 million, I think,
right,
guaranteed.
but any quarterback that can get the Lions to the playoffs deserves something without Megatron.
And he won in Green Bay. I think it was 26 straight games
Right.
the Lions have lost in Green Bay, and he
And I
actually
think
won.
I think the Lions are kind of hoping, right, that the Packers are on a downslide. Minnesota's lost their quarterback. They were on the way up, and now they're kind of just hovering, right? And the Bears are the Bears right now.
Yeah.
So I think they see this as an opportunity to sell a star player, sell some tickets, and if they get lucky in the draft and something happens to Green Bay, they do have a legitimate chance for the next 2 or 3 years.
I agree.
To win this division. And they're not going to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, they do not have a Super Bowl caliber team, but they have the opportunity to sell some tickets and become relevant in the NFL.
To your point, though, it's a great point. He's been in the same division as Aaron Rodgers for the last 6 years.
Yeah, man.
You got to be better than Aaron Rodgers to beat
Right.
him, and if you're not, I'm not going to hold you to that much of a biggest. You know
it's
what
like
I'm saying?
playing in the NFC
I'm not
East
gonna
right
put you
now.
down for that.
Right.
You
If
had to
you're
play
playing
against
it-
Tom Brady for the last
Right.
10 years. I'm not going to hold that against you. Or if you're the Colts and you had Peyton Manning that whole time, I'm not going to hold that against you.
Right? You can't.
The guy can ball. Yeah, he throws some bad play and intercepted. Every quarterback does. The guy can ball. He's one of the top, 15 quarterbacks in the league. I think the Lions did the right move here and didn't let it drag on. Hey, sign the guy. You know who you got. Move on,
Agreed.
draft some players, and try and go for it.
Yep.
Cam, finish it off here. What do you think?
I think he's consistently one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL because he always seems like an afterthought. But when you look at the end of the year, he's always a top
Right.
10 to 12 fantasy quarterback. So it's a good move for the Lions. I mean, they don't really have anything else. If they would have let him walk, personally, I would have loved to see him in Denver. Would have been a great sign.
San Francisco would love to have him. There's a lot
Right?
of teams
Oh
that
my
would love
God.
to have him
Team
right now.
Would love to have him.
Yeah.
It's just like
The
yeah.
Jets. The
the
Bills,
Jaguars don't
the
think
Dolphins,
they want it.
the Texans,
It's like-
the
it's like-
Browns.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 15 teams that would pay that money if he was their quarterback.
It's one of
right
those
now.
things. That's why I don't understand what the Redskins are doing with Kirk Cousins. It makes no sense.
The guy
He's
makes you playoff viable in a
Yeah.
tough division every single year. What else do you want?
That has been one of the
You know?
funkiest
Right?
situations
Isn't that weird?
for me in a long time. That you just first you laud him and you pay him, and then you don't want to pay him, and then you do want to pay him, and then you don't want to pay him. It's just like, dude, you cannot have that and be a stable organization. You just cannot have that kind of
The thing that's
indecision.
The thing that's a little bit weird to me
Turn
about
that up
Kirk
just a little
Cousins,
bit,
just
Renee.
to finish it off, is
you go.
he's younger too. Like
Right.
that doesn't make any sense. Like that's who you would be wanting. Like that should be your franchise guy.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Moving on here, Knocker. The Browns will be the Browns, man. Earlier today, they let go of their former first-round pick. I believe. When was he picked? He was picked in 2000,
Like 3 years ago?
2013, somewhere right around there. Three-time Pro Bowler, Knocker. The guy was worth a lot of money, but he ended up relieving the guy because they didn't want to pay him all. He didn't want to pay him, I think, it's $11 million he's due this year, or something like that. Renee, I think you got a picture. And throw him up here. Joe Hayden now going to be signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers here, Knocker. They pick him up on a great deal here. They ended up signing him for, I think, $27 million, Knocker, over 3 years. Solidifies that defense over there.
Now, is it me though? Hasn't he been hurt the last 2 years?
He's had some injuries in the past, but I think.
Any
Hey, you're
off-
in
any
Cleveland.
off-
Do you really want to come back for? I mean, how much effort are you really giving to Cleveland at this point? I mean, you go to the Steelers
has he had
now.
any off-field incidents?
No, he's
for
a
some-
great guy. No,
Is
he has
Really?
he has a
Okay.
special needs brother that he plays for. He's got his head on straight. Joe Hayden's
Then
a
I
great.
don't understand what
It
the
was-
Browns are doing.
It's
It
a
was
money thing.
more of a money
Contract,
injury thing. He's
Yeah.
gotten hurt. the
Okay,
last
the
couple
injuries.
years.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
Gonna
Steelers
be-
bring him on, and like Cam said earlier, man, first game of the season, Browns versus Steelers. You know that's
Gotta
going to
love
be
it.
something to watch.
I would love to see him, especially him and Joe Thomas have been cornerstones of that franchise. I would love to see a pick six first play.
Right.
Big defense.
Joe Hayden just take it to the house.
You talk about some defense getting picked up here. The
Well,
Pack-
you had a shot if they were going to start Osweiler, but they're not. So.
Well, they're starting a rookie.
right.
Yeah.
So that's not any better. Rookies are going to struggle.
Packers Knocker picking up a defensive linebacker as well. Ahmad Brooks signs a 1 year,
Yes.
$3.5 million deal. $3.5 million with the Packers here, Naka. Get a little bit of veteran leadership on. He's going to give you about 4 or 5 sacks a season. He's going to be in there grinding it up for the Packers. I think it's great. I think that right now the Packers, they've got 2-3 years prime left with Rodgers. Man, sign the free agents as you can. Give the guy
Right.
one more chance to get you a ring before he's on his way out.
Go the route that the Patriots have used so well. If you can get them and provide some good linebacking for 2 or 3 years. They lost AJ Hawk, right? AJ Hawk did retire, right?
I believe so.
Yes, AJ Hawk is retired.
So you have to plug in right there. So yeah, that's not a bad move at all, in
All
my
right.
opinion.
Knocker, the dirtiest player in the NFL. I've hated him. I hate him. I've ragged on him before. You know who I'm talking. Vontez Burfict
Go Sun Devils.
of the Cincinnati Bengals. Here,
Right.
Knocker, throw up the play, Renee, if you have it. Vontez Burfict, cheap shot.
Go Devils.
You can watch it here, Knocker. I'll throw it up for you, as you see right there. Pretty cheap-ass hit here in a preseason game by Vontez Burfict.
Sure.
Initial suspension was 5 games, got dropped down to 3 earlier today. This guy, I don't understand how this guy is still allowed to play football. I just don't get it,
know.
man.
I want
He's had
him-
multiple suspensions for dirty plays. He's one of the top 3 dirty players. Then he pulls this shit in a preseason game. Throw the motherfucker out, and then you reduce his sentence?
But here's the problem.
Like, have some balls, NFL, and give him 5 games. You gave Zeke fucking 6.
Right.
Give Burfict fucking 5. You literally almost killed a dude. I mean, come on.
Here's the problem with that play.
Fucking
If
ridiculous.
that is called as it is, and you get a 5-game suspension upheld, you might as well take every play out of football.
Right.
That's the point. Is he?
Right. I can see 1 game, but not 5.
It
for
was.
God's
It was
sake.
a. It was a.
It's not his first time, Knocker.
Still.
It's a defenseless.
Still?
It's a defenseless receiver, but it wasn't an illegal hit because he
You
led with
can't
a
tell
shoulder
me that's
pad.
not malicious intent to hurt
I'm
someone.
not saying that. I'm saying it's not technically
But
by
he
the.
did it within the rules.
Yeah, he did it within
didn't
the
lead
rules.
With his
I
head.
can't believe, Knocker,
He
you're on the
didn't
other
spear him.
side here. I can't believe that you're
Well,
you're doing
I
this right
think it's
now.
bullshit, but
You
I-
hate chicken shit bullshit.
I do, but I think
So
it's...
what the fuck?
Because if
He
you take
did it legally with the shoulder to the chest. It's incumbent upon the wide receiver to know where you are.
Oh, you a bigger man now? You hit a dude blindside? You a bigger man?
No, but
Montez?
that's the po-
Football. This isn't curling. It's football.
I don't give a fuck.
If
Knocker.
if I'm running a slant, believe me, if I'm running a slant, I know where Ronnie Lott is.
I can't believe
know
you're
where
siding
Perfect
right now.
is.
I can't believe this.
I'm not
Shocking.
siding with him because I think it was intent to hurt, but he did it within the rules. He didn't lead with his head. He didn't launch himself at him. It's within the rules. I give him a game, right? But I'm not giving him 5 for God's sake.
Bullshit,
The problem
man.
is if you take that play out of football, there's a lot dirtier plays where people lunge their head
Right,
and
exactly.
stuff in their head hunting. So that's the problem with that play.
Keep your head up. It's like hockey, right? It's like hockey. Keep
like-
your head up.
It's like
If
basketball.
you pass the puck, right? Right? If you have the puck, Josh, you're playing hockey. If you pass the puck, what's the number one rule as soon as you let go of the puck?
Keep your head up.
Keep your
Keep
head
your
up.
effing head up because somebody's
Okay.
going to hit you.
I got you
If
now.
I'm running a crossing pattern, I know where the guys are because I don't want to get killed.
All
Cut
right,
through the
well,
key in basketball, you're going to get checked. Happens every time.
Talk
Well,
about
back in the 80s, not anymore. They pat you on the butt and
But-
let you go through.
Knocker. Well, it looks like we've seen an end of an era when it comes to Johnny football. I think we can finally just.
You're going to call that an era?
I think we can finally put him just.
One great year of college football, and
That's
that's,
the.
an era?
I guess not an era, but I guess just the talk of Johnny ever
Right.
playing football in the NFL because he can't even make CFL teams here. Knocker.
Right.
He went out and tried out for the Hamilton Tiger Cats of the CFL.
Yes,
Knocker.
HTC.
And they were not convinced that Manziel was dedicated enough to playing professional football. Knocker.
Why? Because he showed up smoking a cigarette with
They
a
said
cocktail in his
he
left
showed
hand?
too many red flags. Like,
So-
what gave it away? His Instagram with Coke on the table next to him?
I was going to say, if you,
Or him on a fucking flamingo floating in a pool with 2 beers? I mean, what
He's an
gave it
idiot.
away? I don't understand.
if it took you this
Come on, Tiger
long
Cats.
to realize that Johnny Manziel had flamed out, you are retarded.
Yes.
Right.
Give me
Like-
the retard alert.
now realize-
Thank you.
After he left the Browns, it's like, come on, man.
You're just now realizing there's red flags? Really?
My God, Knocker.
Really?
And lastly here, Knocker, you know what's even sadder than Johnny Manziel?
Go.
Get the pictures ready, Renee. Are the fans that don't show up for the Chargers and Ram games. Because it's getting pretty damn pathetic between the two teams, Knocker.
It'll be all right.
No, it's not being all right. Throw the picture
Eh.
at the Rams and Chargers
I don't know about
stadiums here,
that.
Renee. No, not that one. You keep going. It's empty stadiums. The Rams. There you go. Look at this, Knocker. This is for Rams, Chargers, both LA teams, and we have like rows.
It's preseason.
It looks like an Oakland A's game. Come on.
It's preseason in 106 degrees.
No, it's at the
I'm
fact
not
that
going.
no one gives a shit about the Chargers. First of all, that is the first.
Oh my God!
Right.
Who
Yes.
the hell cares?
No one in
Fight for
LA
LA.
does. I'll give the Rams. It was a hot day. That's probably why the Rams weren't out there.
Right.
But there's no Charger fans.
You guys,
Los Angeles Chargers.
It doesn't flow. It doesn't flow. It doesn't flow. The San
Right.
Diego Superchargers
No,
song
doesn't
flow.
work.
you want to get even sadder? It's the Chargers-Rams preseason game on CBS generated 13-year low ratings.
Thank you. I was just
Nice.
gonna get to that.
That's sad.
You know what, though? I do want to go see
Give me
a
some
game.
break. We're gonna go out to break.
I would love to see a game at StubHub because it's like watching a game at Citrus College.
I'm going.
Really?
Yeah.
You're right on top of the action. I mean, that's the best
Are you
thing.
going?
Guess who's going to the Broncos game this
Are
year?
you? Yeah. Wait, at that stadium?
Oh, hell yeah.
At the field.
I just
I'm
bought
not
a-
going to call it a stadium.
Yeah.
We'll call it a field.
At the soccer field.
At the pitch.
At the pitch.
At the pitch.
The Galaxy
It's a soccer
pitch.
field, right?
Yes.
Chargers are at the pitch today.
I just bought my-
playing the Rams. They should get a
Got your
English.
ticks?
They need to get the English announcer for the EPL
Yes.
and have him call that game.
Hell yes.
That'd be fantastic.
Or get some golf announcers. It's going to be quiet there anyway.
Cam, that's gonna be badass though, man.
Wow.
That's pretty damn cool.
I bought a $120 jersey. It better be badass.
That better, who'd you get?
Chris Harris Jr. My
Who?
boy.
Yeah, who?
Best corner in the NFL.
Oh my God.
Cliff Harris Jr.?
Chris Harris Jr.
Who's Chris Harris Sr.?
Who's that?
I don't know. If I'm junior,
I don't know.
I at least want people to know who senior was. Like,
Sorry, you
I
should.
think he's the character on what that movie? or
You know
that
who
video
he's. You know
game?
who he is, Josh.
Chris
He's the
Harris
guy
Jr.?
who won a Super Bowl who hasn't been talked about for 25
is this
years.
Cliff Harris with the Cowboys?
No, Chris Harris.
Oh, Chris Harris? Never mind that. I tried to give him
He's
some
the
props,
guy that
but-
he's the guy that won a Super Bowl and has his owner doesn't talk every year about how they're gonna win the Super Bowl and they never win the Super Bowl.
Bro, all I gotta say
Fans
is,
call him, but they love him.
bro, you got ripped off.
No, I didn't. He's an All-Pro.
$120.
It's beautiful.
They're going to mistake it for Cliff Harris for the Cowboys back in the day.
It's
We'll be
not.
back after this as we ponder
When
why
he goes
bought
in the
this
Hall
jersey.
of Fame, you guys
Chris
are gonna
Harris
make jokes.
Jr.
We'll be back.